What would you do if the survival of your family demanded a sacrifice? One so unthinkable, so personal, it could tear apart your soul. The Foray family knows this horror all too well. For centuries, they've been trapped in an unbreakable cycle of blood and betrayal, each generation forced to spill the life of someone they love or face an unspeakable wrath. But what if it's all a lie? What if the curse they've lived under, the fear that has claimed generations, is nothing more than a twisted myth? This is the story of Nathaniel Foray, the last heir to a family bound by a deadly tradition, and the only one brave enough to defy it. As the harvest moon rises, Nathaniel makes a decision that could destroy everything, or finally set his family free. Stay with us as we unravel the chilling truth behind the harvest of souls. Because by the end, you might find yourself questioning more than just this family's curse. If you've ever wondered how far you'd go to protect what you love, or what it takes to break free from the chains of tradition, you won't want to miss this. Watch until the very end, because the answers Nathaniel uncovers could change everything, even for you. The Foray family has always lived under a dark shadow. Since ancient times, they've been bound to a ritual sacrifice, a twisted curse passed down through generations. Every November, on the night of the harvest, each Foray must make a choice. Select someone they cherish, someone whose very soul is precious to them, and take their life. The sacrifice, they believe, is the only way to protect their family from the wrath of a vengeful spirit that haunts their bloodline. Without this ritual, they fear a relentless force would destroy each and every one of them. For years, every member has adhered to this grisly tradition, convincing themselves that it was necessary, that it was the only way to keep each other safe. Parents, siblings, children, each one has suffered the pain of choosing a loved one. And in the end, every member of the family has carried out the rite, year after year, generation after generation. But today, a new generation stands at the helm. The last heir, Nathaniel Foray, has inherited not only the family's estate, but also the weight of its sinister ritual. And yet Nathaniel is different. He has no desire to see the blood of his loved ones spilled, no desire to continue a tradition that has drained his family's spirit as much as its lifeblood. Since he was young, he's questioned the practice, wondering if it could all be a cruel legend, a twisted superstition gone too far. And so, as the night of the harvest approaches, Nathaniel makes a decision. He will not sacrifice anyone. He'll be the first in Foray history to refuse. His family warns him, reminds him of the fates that await those who break the cycle. But he stands firm, believing that whatever consequences may come, they cannot outweigh the horrors he's witnessed each year. The night comes and goes. The moon sinks below the horizon, and dawn arrives without a single death. At first, Nathaniel feels a relief he's never known, a freedom, as though he's broken an ancient chain. Days pass, then weeks, and he begins to notice something strange. The curse doesn't manifest as he'd been told. There is no mysterious tragedy, no dark force hunting him down or attacking his family. Instead, he finds records hidden deep in the mansion's library, letters from his ancestors, ones who had also questioned the ritual but were too afraid to defy it. He learns that the curse wasn't real. The killings were not necessary to keep a spirit at bay, but were rooted in a single false belief that spiraled into a family legend. Generations ago, a single ancestor, grief-stricken over a loved one's death, misinterpreted a dream as a prophecy and convinced the family that blood sacrifices would ward off misfortune. In reality, the only curse they bore was the one they placed on themselves. Nathaniel is overwhelmed. This revelation crashes over him like a wave. The ritual was nothing more than a terrible misunderstanding. It's a story of blind loyalty to tradition, a horror sustained by fear and unquestioning obedience. And now, as he stands alone in the family home, he feels both the weight of history and the lightness of newfound freedom. Nathaniel leaves the mansion, carrying the burden of knowledge, but also the relief of breaking a cycle. And as he locks the door behind him, he feels the curse lift, not by the spilling of blood, but by the courage to question it. Stories like this remind us of the power fear holds over our lives and the courage it takes to break free. But this is just one story. What about yours? If this tale resonated with you, let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts in the comments. What traditions or fears would you challenge to change your path? And if you believe in the power of storytelling to spark change, don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us bring more thought-provoking stories to light. Like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and let's grow this community of fearless truth seekers together. Thank you for being part of this journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and remember, you have the power to break the cycle.